Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Latoya. For those that are new, welcome. And for those that are already following me, thank you for sticking in. Today I'll be showing you guys on how to fix your grainy butter. I know maybe for those that make butters, they already went through that. Sometimes I bought a butter from a shop that they make butter, like a big company. I also got a grainy butter. But then once a grainy butter, a grainy butter, for those that make products, it doesn't mean that your butter is gone bad. It's just that something that you need to be fixed. Sometimes one thing I've noticed with the butters is that mostly if you're using shea butter goes grainy, guys. Even in emulsion. I've seen that every time, everything from a simple butter to a complicated cream, grainy. So it's like a porridge that you get. So once you get that, don't be scared or don't panic, because then you can reuse it again. So the first method I did is to take my butter and put it back. The first method I tried is to take my butter and put it back in the deep freezer and then reblend, but it didn't work. So here I use the second method, which is to remelt my butter in a low melting point. So once you melt the butter in a low melting point, guys, don't remelt it on the using a microwave, because I've noticed that the moment you use a microwave, your butter goes bad. Because remember, mostly if you use shea butter is a very difficult butter to use, mostly if you're doing it as a cream or butter, whatever. Now once it's done, you leave it to melt in a low melting point. Don't panic, don't rush, let it melt slowly but surely and you'll get there. And then once you're done, you just keep on stirring it while it's melting as well. Keep on stirring it while it's melting. And then you transfer back to your mixing bowl. I won't be using my whisk blender. I'll be using this hand blender that you see here. I don't know what you guys call it, whiskey blender or hand blender. But anyway, I won't be using the machine one, this one. I won't be using this one for now, but then later on I'll be using it. So I just wanna blend it slowly so that it can reach a trace. Mix it slowly with your hands, with that thing, until you reach a trace. Here I saw that I reached the trace, and then my grainy also start fading away. And then after that I placed the thing back on the deep freezer. After a few minutes, it became back, like you can see the texture is a bit thick. But then while it's on the deep freezer, I took my blender, my whisk, what is this? They call it what? Hey, my language. Yeah, I took this thing here that you can see to whisk, guys. Sorry. English is not my first language. I always say that, but yeah, that's not an excuse. I should know all this thing, mostly if I make skincare products. Yes, so now I took this sticky blender, this whisk hand blender, or a hand whisk, I don't know, guys. And then I whisk while the butter was in the deep freezer. I keep on whisking and whisking. Now this is the trace I wanted, and then took it out, and then I use now this one, the hand blender. So I use this one now to blend it nicely and smoothly. So after enough time of blending, but guys, once you're blending it as well, don't use on the high voltage, high level, or use it on a slow, whatever, yeah. So don't use it as don't be fast, just be slow. Take your time. Don't be fast, just be slow and take your time. So now that's how my butter look now after blending it. I love the texture. It came out nice and smoothly, like little yogurt. And but you can still see some thick thing, those balls there. That is just because I didn't blend it nicely. But the graininess, it disappeared. It's out. It's gone. Now after that, now you can dress it, because I didn't want to blend it for so long. I was tired, because anyways my family wanted the butter as soon as possible, and it's winter time and they want to use it. Yeah, so now I love the texture. The graininess is out, it disappear. So now the butter is ready to be transferred to the bottles. And now I use it. So guys, so if your butter, after doing the second process, still grainy, you can repeat the same process. But one thing I also noticed is that even though you repeat the same process, I think sometimes the butter, if it's too grainy and you use oils, it tends the oils, you need to reformulate again your butter. Let's say you use emulsifying wax on your butter, you need to add just a little bit of emulsifying wax, because I had the same problem on one of my butters. I did that and it came out perfectly fine. Just reformulate again your butter, because sometimes the oils with the shea butter doesn't work very well. Guys, I'm joking, but that's the idea. You can redo the process again, the first time, the second time, the third time. If it doesn't work, just reformulate again your butter and add some emulsifying waxes that you use. Let's say cetyl alcohol, because I love on my butters to use cetyl alcohol a lot. Now this is after 5 days, actually not even 5 days, 7 days, 1 week. That's how the butter looked, guys. That's actually normally my butters, they tend to come out like that. Even though it's grainy or not grainy, they come out like that. So this is the result of that butter that I show you guys after 5 days. No graininess, nothing, everything is gone. Thank you guys for watching.